part. Like 2 thumbs up, no thumbs down. Share with your friends at work, all that good stuff. So who do we got today, buddies?
Well, it's Rob Persaud here. Rob, the Realtor NYC across various platforms.
Yeah.
Right? We're here today talking about something a little bit serious, but we're going to make light of it, but it's not a lighthearted thing. It's something that we have to pay attention to. We're talking about Men's Mental Health Month. June is Men's Mental Health Month.
You can see it on my face.
Right. Well, look.
No. It's a touchy subject that we don't talk about enough.
No,
right?
That's the issue.
Yeah.
The issue is that when we talk about it, a lot of people like yourself look like that, right? They're like, oh my God, right? We're so conditioned to be like, we're fine.
Absolutely.
Right? And I don't want my son, I don't want your sons, right? Dimitri's future offspring. We don't want them to feel like they can't talk about their problems, right? What's going on with them, right?
Yep.
We know
You're absolutely right, though.
Right?
You're absolutely right. You know, there was a young lady, Linda McKissick, who's like a huge icon here at Keller Williams. Her daughter wrote a book by the name of just that. And the name of the book was I'm Not Fine.
I'm Not Fine, right?
Because her husband had just died of like some crazy rare cancer.
Right.
And you know, someone calls you and says, how are you doing? I'm fine, right? It's such an automatic knee-jerk reaction. Right. And the book was like, it's okay to say that I'm not fine.
I feel like there are 2 things men say, right? Yeah. One is I'm fine, all right? I'm fine / I'm good, or I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Right? I'll figure it out.
I probably said both of those yesterday.
Right, I'm sure you did, right? I'll figure it out, right? I'll figure it out or I'm fine, right? Yeah. And there's a lot, and in life, the things that we experience, the things that we go through, all the things that happen just in life, people passing, problems with work, problems with family, you know, internal issues, right? All the things that we go through. A lot of guys don't talk about it, right? And now
they tend to just drink a lot,
right? Well, they drink a lot,
to
right? Whatever it is, their coping mechanism, right? Their coping mechanism.
Yep.
But what's happening? See, you and I come from an era where nothing was better than sitting around and shooting the smack with your boys.
That's right.
Right? And you were able to get we have a little bit of a community here, right? You've got friends, you're leaving
where you can be honest with each other and have real honest conversations.
Right, real honest conversations. You're taking off for your golf trip and you know, hopefully you unload some steam there.
Yeah.
Right? With your buddies. But even then, you'll sit around with your buddies and they'll try to tell you something serious and they might make light of it because they don't know how to process it, right?
It's funny you say that because we will be at the bar or something or, you know, at the cafe after the round and we're all going through stuff and someone will say something serious and then one person make a joke about it and then that's it. You know, the serious conversation is over.
It's over.
And it's now that you say it and when you say it out loud, it's like we are horrible human beings.
It's not that we're horrible.
No, we're not horrible.
Right?
But I think we just don't internalize that kind of pain well.
Right. Well, you know, here's the thing. It's so many factors, I think, right? Yeah. And look, me nor micropsychologists here. We're shooting from the hip, right? We're shooting for the hip, right?
But you were talking to 2 West Indian men talking
about men's mental health, right?
Oh, God.
I would bet this is probably one of the first podcasts ever shot by 2 West Indian men talking about men's mental health, right? I would bet that but what I'm going to say is this. I'm going to say that a lot of times you'll say something to your boys and they might make a joke about it because they don't know how to cope with it. They don't know how to give you advice.
Absolutely.
They don't know because they've coped with it themselves. Sometimes it's just out there and people talk about it, right?
Yeah.
I got a good buddy of mine. He got divorced, right? Went through a rough divorce.
That's a hard topic for men.
Oh, my
Anytime
God.
men tell you like, oh, that woman, you know, it's never like, well, what really happened?
Right. What really happened? And then for them to open up about what really happened, a lot of times they might blame it on their wife. A lot of times they might say that they were misunderstood. Like at our age now, right? Being in your mid-40s, you got a lot of friends that are going through divorce, right?
Mid-40s? Who's in their mid-40s?
What? Oh, Mike. That's not lie to the world, Mike. I don't know how good you think these cameras are, Mike. But I'm sure, number one, everybody can see the silver and white in my beard. My daughter reminds me of it all the time. And my answer is always the same thing. You did this, right? When I married your mother, all of this was a black mane, right? But now it's like a silver mane.
Oh man, I think the biggest, you know, just listening to you, I think I was talking to my best friend. Shout out to my boy Kwame. We were talking about finding hobbies,
right?
Or what do you do for fun?
Right.
Like, what do you generally do for fun?
Right.
I think brings down stress levels dramatically
right.
if you do it more often.
That's true, but once again, this is the balance that, and look, what we're saying today is not taking away from the struggles that women go through.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? I want anybody that watches this, and I'm looking at the camera saying this, we hear you, we feel you when it comes to the women in our world, right? We understand what they're saying. What we're talking about today are things that we have personally encountered, right?
It's men's mental health. It's not women's health.
Right. And whatever that may be, whenever that may be, we'll talk about that too.
That's absolutely.
Right? But my thing is that what we're talking about today are personal life experience, right? Hard things that we've gone through that we didn't know how to process. And we're here talking about how our friends either helped us get through it, right? You're right. And like you said, the hobbies, right? For me, I go to the gym and I spend time with my kids. Those are my hobbies right now.
I could see you light up when, we come back on the Monday and be like, what'd you do? We're like, we went to this.
We went. Well, number one, my wife, God bless her, the ultimate planner. Every weekend there's a plan. Every weekend there's a reservation. Every weekend there's a place to go. And she works it into my schedule. Like I said, she's the best partner I could dream of having because she understands I got to do open house and then we'll do it after.
Well, it's funny, you even tied that in because many of us work 6-7 days a week.
Many of us, right? And you shouldn't get into real estate if you're not prepared to do a 6-day work week, right? It's just one of those things, right? It's just one of those things. It's like if you don't want to swing a hammer, don't become a carpenter, right?
I don't really like hammers.
If you don't like to read, don't become a lawyer, right? Gosh. Don't be prepared. You got to be prepared for at least a decade to do 6 days a week in this business.
Real hard grind.
Right? Real hard grind before you think. But that contributes to the default of mental health for men. Right?
Well, and so, we joked about it, but one of our pastimes is going out to the bar, right?
Right.
But not in lieu of what the real remedy is.
Right.
It's spending time with your family.
Right.
For me, it's like going to play golf, doing something that I thought I could never be able to play.
Right.
I'm not sure I'm playing it well right now, but
I'm quite sure you're not. I'm quite sure you're not.
We're having fun.
And that's good. Right? You said it out loud, right? Your wife, and look, your wife, God bless her.
Yes.
She gives you the latitude to say to her.
She wants me to have a hobby.
She gives you the latitude to say to her, honey, my yearly golf trip's coming up. I'm leaving tonight. I'll be back on Sunday. And there's no guilt. There's no like, oh, you're leaving us. You're abandoning us.
Totally, no guilt.
Right? Well, you and I have a good buddy in common out of Scarsdale who, when he never went anywhere without his family until he got divorced because his wife used to guilt him about leaving for conferences, places to go learn, things to do, right?
To network.
Right, to network.
Why would you want to go build a business and network?
Right.
It's just craziness.
It's craziness, right? The guy told us that, when he wanted to fly out to a conference, the wife said, you can't get on a plane without your family there, right? And I was like...
And I'm sure that adds to the mental stress.
I mean, look...
Right? Like having those kind of situations, it doesn't take away from the mental stress.
Now... Right. There is a duality that happened. There's a balance, rather, I should use the word. If he were that particular guy, this particular guy we're talking about is so smart and so charismatic that if he got on that plane, he would have brought in more money. Now, there were months where he didn't close something and his wife stressed him out because he didn't. Right? And we don't know if he had gotten on that plane and that referral would have come in. Right? That would have offset that balance, right? But the stress was this was the greater fight. And you hear it a lot from a lot of guys. I just don't want to fight the fight.
That is the number one thing I hear from other men often is I just don't want to fight.
Right. I don't want to fight. I just don't want to fight the fight.
And so I ask you, like, what do you do for mental fitness? What do you do to release? Because, I had a conversation with Errol. It's funny we just talking about this. Errol yesterday. Shout out to Errol. I said, Errol, what do you do for fun? He says, Mike, you know what I love doing? Sitting in my backyard and staring at my grass, like just relaxing in his yard in his chair,
right,
and just like taking it all in.
Let me tell you something. My dad used to work on Sundays. He used to work 12-hour shifts. He used to work from 11 to 11, right?
On a Sunday.
On a Saturday. I'm sorry, Saturday. He used to work 11 to 11. He used to manage a grocery store for A&P, right, in Union Square. And at 11 o'clock at night on Saturday, he used to eat his dinner when he came home, and he used to sit on the porch at our house at Lurding Avenue. right? And sometimes I'd be coming back when I was older, 20, 21, whatever it was, coming home 2:30 in the morning, and I'd find him sitting there. He's just sitting there. He'd be staring out at the thing. But I guess it was a way of decompression.
Yeah.
And for Errol lives in a nice house in a nice place.
That's
and
right.
I can imagine that he has a beautiful landscape, right?
That's right.
So I can imagine that brings him joy, right? And for me, I would probably fall asleep, right?
After a long day,
yeah. I would probably fall asleep, but I have other ways of decompression, right?
Tell me, share with me, what do you like to do to decompress?
I love watching crap reality television.
What's your favorite
90 Day Fiancé.
I can't believe
like 90 Day Fiancé. I can't believe my wife and I will watch it, and I can't believe the level of stupidity that people talk about on that show. I don't know if it's scripted. I've never, according to my wife, she did look it up. I've just never allocated any time because I refuse to allocate 1 second to researching 90 Day Fiancé.
Right, you're already deep in an hour in this show. You're like,
but when
no
you
more.
watch that show, the things you hear out loud, man, right? Like the things you hear out loud, Mike. You can't believe that people are saying this in real life.
Right, on TV.
On TV, in real life. Like, you can't be real, right? I'm going to give you a quick anecdote. One of the seasons, a girl moves to South Africa with her 4-year-old, a little boy, right? Toddler or something. Yeah. She lived in, I believe it was Utah. Dad owned a trucking company, was a trucker. Beautiful house, right? Lived in a beautiful house in Utah, comfortable life. She meets some guy from South Africa that can't get approved because he is a felon. He can't get approved for a visa here.
Can't get here, right?
Right, he can't get here. So this guy moves out there. She moves out there. She moves out there with her son, and they're looking at apartments because the guy lives with his mother.
Right.
In his 40s. And the guy, they go to look at apartments, and I'll never forget, the real estate agent says there's 3 apartments for rent in this complex, but you should take this middle one. She says, why? The one on the end is larger. The real estate agent says to her, when somebody tries to break in, you're in the middle. So if you scream, there's a chance that your neighbors will hear you and come to help.
So I probably wouldn't rent that apartment if that is the prerequisite.
And I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm like, this happened. Like this is what we saw on television. Right?
This is real. This happened.
I wish I could remember the name because I would love to tag her in this video. Right?
Where are they now?
Right? I have no idea, but that's one of the things I like to do. I like to sit on my couch at night after everybody goes to bed.
So that's part of your decompression, right? The kids
love that. Love that. But I don't watch it without my wife. So sometimes I'll pick a show or something. I like TV, and I love movies.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, you're a big Marvel fan.
I am a big Marvel fan. I am just a movie fan in general. I think the art of cinema is something that is constantly overlooked, but it is a very real part of our lives, right? The theatrical movies are like, right now, a lot of people, I don't go to the movies much anymore because my free time is only with my kids, and my son is 4 years old, and he can't sit through a 30-minute show. Forget about a movie.
An hour and a half.
But but when my kids get to a point, like my daughter's 10 now, she's off on Friday, I may take her to the movies, right? I may watch a movie with her because I think it's going to be something, but that's for my mental health. And you say golf is for yours.
That's right.
Mr. Lindo, what do you do for your mental health? Shout out to Dimitri Lindo, our producer. Right? The man behind the scenes. Again, you're a gamer.
He's a gamer.
You're a gamer. And I'm glad you brought that up, buddy. I'm glad you brought that up, right? Because being a gamer puts you in a community, right? You put on your headset, and there are other people that you're gaming with, right? And you disappear, right? You disappear. You put on your headset, you block out the world.
And physically a little bit. Like you go into this other world.
Right. You block it out, and that's a big one. Here's my beef with gaming, right? You're sitting in your house. That's my beef with gaming. My beef with gaming.
You want to get out.
My beef with gaming, for a man like you, your age, right? Doing well, all of these things, you should be outside a little bit. But I know Dimitri well. So Dimitri does like hiking.
Oh, yeah.
Right? He likes he's a nature
Hudson
guy.
Valley kind of weird stuff.
No, well, I feel like it's his Jamaican roots. Like
Is it Jamaican roots?
Yeah, I feel like he's walking through Hudson Valley, he's thinking his Blue Mountains, right? But snowboarding, that's right.
He is an outdoors kind of
Way more than me, man.
Totally.
Way more than me. Like, one of my great fears is my son. Like I told you, my son's gonna be I feel like he's gonna end up being a survivalist.
Oh, he's gonna be like, let's go camping, Dad.
And I want to rough it, Dad. I want to rough it. I want to sleep I want to use a rock as a pillow, and I want to fight bears. And I want to, whatever it might be. I'm gonna be like, son.
I'll be like, son, here's the GoPro. Record it all.
I'll be home. I'm gonna be like, look, son. There's only one man I'm gonna trust you with. His name is Dimitri Lindo. You're going to go with Mr. Lindo, and you guys are going to be out there, and you guys are going to be out there camping. And you know what? Daddy's going to be at a hotel nearby.
That's right.
Right? In case you need Daddy. Daddy's going to be at the Hilton nearby, right? I'll be at the bar. I'll be at the steakhouse. But if you call, I'm going to pick up. I promise.
I might do glamping.
What? I could see that. I mean, could see that. But then, isn't that really camping?
Yeah.
Right? Lindo's shaking his head. You guys can't see Dimitri, but Dimitri's definitely shaking his head right now. And the reason why he's shaking his head is because he wants to sleep with pillows as rocks. Right? Yeah. And he wants
a central air system.
Yeah. He wants to fight the bears. He wants to swim with the alligators. Right? Whatever that may be. Right? But I have no interest in any of that. If I go, I don't even go scuba diving anymore because a fish touched my foot one time.
So we went snorkeling, right, in Puerto Rico. And I don't know if you ever put on a snorkeling mask. It pinches your nose so you can't breathe.
Right.
I couldn't put the mask on for more than like 30 seconds. Like, I can't breathe. And my wife's looking at me like, you're such a freaking city kid.
Right.
Because you can't put a damn snorkel mask on for an hour. Like,
you know what,
it was killing
buddy,
me.
I don't think you're wrong. I don't think we belong in the water.
I kept looking up, lifting my head up out of the water.
You ever see those movies where they forget the people on the snorkeling or the scuba thing? The guys are diving. Look, we're getting a little bit off topic.
But no, you had mentioned stuff about family. And, as you know, I take an annual vacation every year to LBI. Yeah. And I look forward to it. That is my mental
check out.
Oh my God.
Right.
I don't drive the car for a week. We ride the bikes all week. We just eat crap. And it's almost no care in the world. And as a kid, I didn't take family vacations.
Right.
So it's to your point, like spending time with the family and uninterrupted. We don't have to do laundry. I don't have to go get groceries.
Life doesn't have to during that week, right? Life doesn't have to right? Yeah. During that week, that's where you check out. Yeah. That is one of my great goals in life. Like I'm finally at a point where my wife may have enough PTO. Like we're finally at a point where we could probably do 2 vacations a year.
You're going on a nice one this year.
We are. We're going to Costa Rica, and we're going to do some great stuff. I'm proud enough to say that my daughter has been to quite a few countries since she's been born, and I'm very happy to be able to say that. That's why I constantly see these weird memes online that kind of crack me up about being a girl dad. But like I'm a girl dad. I hear that. I hear that. And look, I love my son just as much.
No, totally.
Right? I love my son just as much. But I have to tell you, my daughter loves me in a way that is almost therapeutic for my health, my mental health. It's almost therapeutic because it's the purest of love.
I think you should dive deeper on that because I think that's what this whole podcast is about.
I know. Right?
And I think it's like if I hear what you said, it's family.
Well, it's family number one. Like, look, my wife loves me, and I'm a lucky guy. I got a lot of people that care about me, but like, there are only 2 people I could say to love you like this in your life. One is going to be your mom, right? The way your mom loved you, right? And 2, I'm lucky enough to say I got a daughter, and she loves me the same way. It's that kind of love. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, beautiful thing. And it's my son loves me, right? He loves me. My son loves me, and I adore him as well. But he loves my wife more. Period. Right? He likes my wife more. Right? There is no question. If my wife and I are sitting in a room, and my son is more than coherent, he's more than cognizant. I'll be like, Taj, come to dad. And my wife says, Taj, come to mom. It's not a debate in his head. He's going to mom. He's going to mom. Right. That's his mom. Right? That's his mom. And I was like that with my mom. Yeah. So I understand that. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. There's an innate thing, right? But that, like, the mental health that we talk about for us, what we're talking about today, is we want the men out there to understand we hear you, right?
And it's okay to be not okay.
And it's okay to be not okay.
That I think is the number one thing.
It's the number one thing, right? We have witnessed in real estate. We deal with, like, people think not the other day. I want to say last summer. I was at a barbecue, and I was sitting at this barbecue, and somebody talked about their realtor. And somebody else there said that all real estate agents do is care about their commission. right? Now, I didn't claw this guy's eyes out, right? Which, you know, it's swelled up, right? It's swelled up. It's swelled up. But very early on, one of my great mentors said to me, anybody that's financially successful breeds jealousy and enemies. And we have the ability to be wildly successful, right? We have that ability. And
it breeds that jealousy.
And it's going to breed jealousy, right? And then the other thing is that every profession has their bad seeds, right? Yeah. And we have to deal with the bad seeds.
Right. We have to negotiate with
good
the
realtors.
Right. My client wants to see that house that the bad seed has.
Right. We have to deal with them.
Right.
And you know, ultimately, what happens is that wears on us during the day, right? Dealing with the bad seeds, dealing with the clients that are this, that, the next. And like I said, it's like you said, it's okay to not be okay, right? Absolutely. You have to, if you need to talk about it, you want somebody to hear you. We're all here, especially as part of the KW family. We're all here.
And I would say to your point though, find that special person that you can talk unfiltered with. Like, I feel like we can have an unfiltered conversation 100%. And I don't have to be like, I can't share that.
We've done it many times.
Right. And
we've done it many
safe
times.
Space where, I think that's the toughest part, I think, about being a man is holding it all in.
Well, we are groomed to from day one, right? Don't cry, you're a boy, right? Boys don't cry, right? That's number one.
Right. What are you crying for? My always be like, want me to give you something to cry for? I was like, you already did.
Yeah, you already did.
You already did.
But I'm going to circle back for a second. I'm going to bring this in for a circle. What Dimitri Lindo just said. I play games, right? I play games. There's so many young men that isolate themselves in their places. They don't have the face-to-face because, now I'm not singling out Dimitri, I'm using what he said as an example. Dimitri's here, we hang out, we talk about his, you know, his he's the best of us. Dimitri's the best of us. But but what I was saying was this, the last couple generations, you know, the people that are probably in their 20s now, maybe early 30s, you know, they live through an avatar, right? They live through an avatar, right? He's playing games and he's talking with the people. And these people, where are they from, Dimitri? The people you're playing all over the world, right? Some of your boys. So some of them could
be people you know, and then some random.
So Dimitri he's in a rare scenario because it was from the Bronx, left the Bronx, and came back to the Bronx, right? He could have easily ended up in Colorado doing what he does, right? And then his boys, right? His boys would live here. Right. So, like, we know he has his fashion line business. He's an active guy. He's out and about, right? He is outside of what I consider a lot of guys I know that are between 25 and 30.
Yes.
What are you, you're 28, right? 28. So yeah, that's
remember what you were doing at 28?
Well, 28, you couldn't keep me home. You couldn't keep me home. I had a very nice young lady that I was dating, and she would cry every Friday night because she wouldn't hear from me for Sunday.
Yeah, 28.
You know what I'm saying? 28 years old. Let me tell you something. People see me and they see this polished guy. It is the exact opposite. It is the exact opposite.
Wait, I'm married now 20 years. Oh shit, I think I was just getting married then.
At 28.
At 28.
You know, but you know what, meeting your wife in kindergarten was very helpful for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Shut up.
It was very helpful for you, right? But for the rest of us that met our wives in our 30s, we had a lot of time to not be the men that people see today, right?
Well, it's funny though you say that. Because we've kind of grown up together.
100%, which is awesome.
Yeah.
That's an awesome thing to say, that you've grown up with your wife, right? Yeah. This wonderful woman. She's seen you through all phases. You've built together. You've done all these things together, right? Now here you are. You know, you've got 2 kids. Your boy's in his teens. Before you know it, he's going to be off to college. And then, you know, before you know it, you got it'll just be back to you, back to 2 of you, right? I got a 4-year-old. So I got no emptiness coming on. Yeah.
You got 14 years.
Yeah, I got 14 years of him rolling it.
4 years
That's
ago.
That's right. But, you know, but one of the great things about this generation is that they do talk about mental health.
Yeah.
There is a month.
Yeah. I mean, there's a month.
There's a month now.
We're talking about it. I don't think 10 years ago you and I would be talking about mental health.
20 years ago, I have to tell you that this is the first time that Men's Mental Health Month has been cognizant to me. Right? It has come up to me. And the only reason why, and I mean this, is because I have a son.
Yeah.
It's the only reason why I'm aware. Because I've been doing, my career has pushed me into certain deals where I'm dealing with people that battle mental health.
Yeah.
And they're not bad people.
Of course not.
Right?
No,
they're not bad
just
people.
having tough times and tough things going on.
Right? And sometimes it's just a chemical disorder. And they have to fix it with medication. But what they say, and look, I'm no doctor. This is not. We're
not doctors.
I am not making.
We play one sometimes on TV, but we are not doctors.
It is not medical advice. I'm telling you what I've observed in my own thing.
Yeah.
They say that when they take the medication, it causes a problem with something else.
The adverse effects.
The adverse effects, right? So I don't know, but this is one of those things that when it comes to men out there, there's a lot going on. And we live in an era where people are acting out horrifically because of mental health.
And it's funny you say that because we're also in the Bronx. And so the Bronx gets a bad rap about a lot of things.
Right.
It's probably a hub for some real mental health challenges. You know, in the sense that a lot of the programs are here now.
Right.
Because the city moved them around.
Well, we've got that behavioral health place over there by Water Place, right? And that seems like a pretty big campus.
I was wondering what that was.
Yeah. When you're driving
Every time I'm over there to get a shake, I'm like,
there's
something over here.
Yeah, right next door, like across the fence. Right across the fence. And it's a big place over there. But look, once again, we need more. Yeah. Right? This is a big populated city.
That's a good point. There's probably not enough.
I'm sure. Well,
because I think most people get lumped into the same, right? And
so,
not specialized care.
I don't know. I have no idea. All I could say is that I would think that at this day and age now, all the men out there, and that's who we're speaking to today, the men and the people that love them, right? If they're struggling, if they're fighting, right, make it okay for them to talk to you.
That's the point.
Right? That's the point. We want everybody
it's okay to get help.
Right.
It's okay to seek out help. It's okay to, hey, buddy, can we go grab a coffee? Because I just got to talk about it.
Right. And we want the people to say, before, if they see them struggling, hey, you want to go for a coffee?
Yeah.
Right? You want to go for a walk. What's going on with you? You know, everything all right at home, or what? How things going at work? Right.
Pry a little bit.
Right. Pry a little bit.
Because we are quick to be like, you good? All right.
Yeah.
I'm on to the. We're on to the next.
Right.
And you know the demeanor of your friends that you spend a lot of. I can tell if something's not in the right.
I mean, look,
Manuel,
we
Dimitri,
spend more
Elijah.
time with each other in a lot of these places than we spend with our own families. Yeah. Right? It's just the way life, right? It's just the way it is. We have to earn a living. Sometimes we have people, you have recruits coming in at 7. Yesterday I had a meeting that started at 6 and lasted till 8:30, right? Sometimes it's the nature of our business.
Absolutely.
But what we're talking about here, like, we just want people to ask men, are you okay? Right. And guys, be okay to say, no, I'm not. I'm going through this or I'm going through that.
That's my takeaway. Be okay to say to your friends.
Because
if you can't do that to your friends, who the hell's going to listen to you?
Right. Well, look, nobody wants to. No, everybody's got their own things going on.
Yeah.
But put yours aside to hear somebody else.
Absolutely.
Right. Put yours aside to hear somebody else. If it's not that bad, because look, like I said, right, we don't know. My mom passed away. You've had problems in your life, right? People that you loved. Absolutely. Recently, you went to a funeral of a friend's wife, right?
Friend's wife.
Your buddy's
Married
wife, right?
20 years.
Right.
18 years.
That's a guy that deserves a call, not a text.
Absolutely.
Right? Not a text.
Absolutely.
Let me be very clear about this.
I was thinking about, I called him.
Yeah.
And it was a 2-minute, a minute and 80 seconds, whatever. But it's funny you say that. I haven't felt closer to him until now, right? Because I realized that I may need him one day.
You may need him one day, right? Or
life happens.
Life happens, like you said, man. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you made a phone call. That's one of the things that text messages are great for talking to your lawyer and talking to your realtors because you have things documented. But if somebody passes away, I know a guy 25 years. And my mom passed away. And that guy used to be in my house a lot. And that guy sent me a text, and I never spoke to him again. Never spoke to him again. Don't care about him.
Now,
I'll say that.
Now that we're on the topic of mental health, could he have been going through and didn't know how to communicate that to you?
What? You know what? You're right. He could have been going through.
Not right. I'm just, you know, now that we're talking about, like, and we're older now, it's like, oh my God.
Right. But whatever he.
But you're right. You're 100% right. Don't send a text of things that are that important.
Things that are that important.
I don't even text my wife that much about stuff that are important. Like, if something important, unless I want to document you.
You got to document that. You got to document that. You got to document that.
You're texting your wife about picking up the kids. You text them. Don't call them that.
My wife's in the if my wife's in the clinic and my wife works in the clinic, by the way. But if she were in a clinic and I send her something, sometimes she's got 5 people pulling her in 5 different directions. Yeah. So if I text her and I don't get a response, I got to call her. Yeah. Because she's gonna forget.
Yeah. That text she don't see it immediately because she's got things going. Yeah. So how do we tie? What do we say to tie this all together? What would be a good way to wrap it up?
I think you put it the best way. It's okay to not be okay. Yeah. That's number 1. And number 2, if you can detect that something's wrong with that guy, something's wrong. Ask the question, right? And look, if he doesn't want to talk about it, he doesn't want to talk about it, right?
Absolutely.
But at least you asked, right? At least you asked. I love the word that you said, pry a little bit, all right? Let's pry a little bit. And
I had to pry my son this morning.
Oh, really?
He's like laying in the bed. He's all mad because the Knicks won.
The big one or the little one?
The little one.
Oh, he's upset that the Knicks won.
He's upset that the Knicks won because he's a Wemby fan.
Really?
Yeah.
Really, really. Yo, that guy, man. I mean, I'm really interested to see where that young man arrives in the sports realm. I'm really interested to
see. He's 21 years old.
Right? No, not Wemby. I'm talking about your son. I don't give a shit about. I don't even. Sorry. I could care less about Wemby. He's a basketball player that I don't know. What I'm interested to know is where your boy's going to arrive. You know, because that guy he's 5 years old, 7.
He's 8.
He's 8.
Yeah.
He's 8. At 8 years old, I remember when you brought him to that Code Red event. This, like a 7-year-old, he was probably 7 at that time, right? My son would try to be in the kitchen setting that place on fire, right? Your son sat and watched sports for the duration.
The whole time.
Right? And there were 2 or 3 games on. That place has a lot of TVs, right? Shout out to Code Red. You ever want to invite us to do a podcast there during happy hour? We would love to do it.
Yeah, we'd love to have the owner here. So if you're watching, please give us a call. We'd love to sponsor that.
Please give us a call. Yep. But they have a couple games on. I mean, it was like that kid wasn't there.
Yeah.
He was glued. He was glued in his element. Yeah. Like just loving that. Like he's watching hockey, basketball, and something else. Like I don't know the rules for hockey, basketball, or whatever else was. And then when I spoke to him, I was like, "Hey, what's going on over here?" It was like speaking to a sports commentator. My man, like he used words way over my pay scale. And you know what it is? You know what that is for your mental health to walk away from a 7-year-old feeling dumb? That's where I was. I walked away from a 7-year-old and I was like, I'm not that smart.
No, man. It's funny. He starts tackle football.
Yeah,
this fall.
Look, and look, from what I understand, that's great for men's mental health, right? That takes us back to the primitive days of being roughed up and whatever it may be.
You get back up. You get hit, boom, and you get back up.
You learn how to get up.
That's right. And teams.
Right.
And we're all fighting for first down, right? We're fighting for the same goal.
Recently, Emmanuel and I shot a video and we spoke about sports.
Yeah.
Right? And Emmanuel was talking about the value of sportsmanship, right? And the value of teams and the value of what sports do. Yeah. And, I got to say, like, I can understand it now because I work out a lot more. I'm trying not to have a heart attack, to be around for my family. And there's something to be said about a hard-earned sweat.
Yes.
Something to be said about
breathing
that.
Hard, you're like, oh my God.
I
was swinging the axe yesterday. Shout out to Paul Mullins. He lent me his axe. I'm trying to get this darn bush out my yard.
You still trying to do this?
So first thing Paul says to me, he says, "Do you have steel toe boots?"
Do you have steel toe boots?
Because he's looking at me like, this kid's going to use my axe.
Right,
that means the axe is going to end up in his foot.
Oh, my goodness.
I could see the
my goodness.
And
by the way, shout out to Paul Mullins. Paul Mullins looks like a lumberjack, right? This dude has got a chin that looks like it was made in an art studio, right?
Got more tools than...
Right.
And everything's labeled, like...
I could see that about Paul. I could see that about him. He's
inspired.
He's the head of KW Commercial,
That's
right? Managing partner of KW Commercial.
I was completely inspired after leaving his house. Like, I got to get
It's good that you were inspired as opposed to depressed, right? Right? It's good that you're inspired, right? It's good that
you can actually find the screws.
Right.
I just have bags of screws in a box.
He's like, you need an axe shelf 3, section 4. Let's get that. And he pulls it out.
Exactly how
this is the kind of axe you need for removing his
stuff. And then I have the oil for that thing.
And Dimitri Lindo, you going to be that kind of guy? You're going to be that kind of guy, right? You guys don't get to see Dimitri, but every day Dimitri treats this office like it's a fashion show. He dresses like he's going to walk a runway.
And so Rob doesn't think I can pull off those shirts. I think I can. You just wait, guys. You wait and see. I'm going to pull off one of those shirts. I don't know how we got to shirts and mental health.
Right, well, look,
but I tell you, you know what's funny?
Let's hear
talking
it.
about shirts. So last night, I had to go to Nordstrom Rack.
Right.
And just talking about the things that make you happy, right? I had to get a golf shirt because we're going on this golf trip. And
you need a special shirt.
Need a special shirt.
Right. Will they not let you on the court if you're on the course? If you have a T-shirt
but
on?
I needed a shirt that's, takes in the sweat and all that stuff. And it's stretchy, you know?
Yeah.
But I love going shopping because I'm a fast shopper.
Right.
I don't like going shopping with a lot of people.
But you're quite a fashionista yourself. Let's be honest here. Right. You're
but
quite
I know what I'm looking for.
right?
I go in there, get what I want, and I'm out. I left my house at 8. I was back home before the game started.
Right.
That was.
But you went solo.
I went solo.
You went solo because your boys weren't in there.
No.
And your
going
son,
ham.
and your oldest son inherited your fashionista gene. Right,
that guy be back there trying on shoes, checking out shirts, and the little one would be riding suitcases around the store.
Right. I buy my clothes online. I don't even go to the stores.
You don't even go to the stores.
I know what polo. What's going to be funny?
Know the size.
What's going to be funny is that as people see me on these podcasts more and more, they're going to notice that I basically only wear 2 types of shirts because I know how they fit. And Brooks Brothers. That's it. Everybody's going to learn that about me because I know how the shirts fit.
Right.
And I know where to buy them on sale and all that kind of nonsense. But I don't go shopping for myself. I don't.
But that's a testament of mental health, right? Because we know going shopping drives me nuts.
Oh, dude, drives me nuts, dude. Right? And you know what's worse is that I thought that I would get lucky like my dad and we would go shopping and my wife would leave me in the car, right? Like I thought I was like, I get married now, right? Or I start dating my wife and we start going to these places and I would pull up to the front of the store. Right. Oh my God, the store's over there. And she's like, oh, why are you sitting here? I'm like, yeah, the park. You go inside. I'll wait here. She's like, no. You're going to come inside.
And hold my bags.
And I hold my bags.
And sit outside the dressing room.
No. Look, I have to tell you, when I have 2 older sisters. I have an older sister, a younger sister. And when I did go shopping with them, I've been a professional bag holder for quite some time. Nobody can hold a bag like me, buddy.
You are a gentleman, though.
Yeah. It was forced upon me.
Yeah,
it was forced upon me. But, I know I'm a professional bag holder. But, guys, we're gonna clip it because we're getting way off topic.
You can tell, him and I could just be on camera for hours just talking about stuff. But 2
takeaways today.
What's your 2
It's not okay to be okay.
It's okay.
It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not be okay.
It's not okay to be okay.
Yeah, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not be okay, guys. And friends of guys that are going through something, ask the question. Make a phone call.
Make a phone call.
Make a phone call. Let someone hear your voice, right?
Absolutely.
Make a phone call. Make a phone call. Make a phone call. Or get that cup of coffee.
Last one. Call your parents.
What? I'm done with fighting with you, Mike.
I know. That's why, because I know you have a great relationship with your dad, and I think that adds to your mental health.
Right. Sometimes he can test it. Let me tell you. Sometimes when you're dealing with these older people, man, sometimes he can test it.
But look, I see you working with him, and I see your relationship
do work with him. I do work with him. I do try to help him out, and I do the best I can for what I'm dealing with now. I mean, he's 80.
Yeah.
Right? He's 80. And all of us, we're older, right? Only Dimitri Lindo still has young parents.
No, right. He's still in 20s and parents are probably 30-something.
And Dimitri's dad, is this workout guru that makes the world's best jerk chicken, right?
World's famous.
Yeah, world famous jerk chicken, right? But I have to tell you, it's one of those things, being kind to anybody helps my mental illness. I like being nice to people, right? I like being nice to people. I am so lucky because I have a great wife. I have great kids. I love where I work, right? I work with great people. I make an honest living, right? I get to check all the boxes. There's no reason for me to be unhappy. Right, our clients can stress us out, right? Yeah. They can stress us out, right? But I get in the car, I drop my daughter off, I get here, I come to check you out, what's going on. Yeah. We do our powwow for the day. Emmanuel's sitting next to me, one of my best friends in the world, right? We get to, Dimitri, we got to go shoot a podcast. He's like, what time works for you, right? My wife is packing me a beautiful lunch.
Great lunch.
Right, great lunches.
You make amazing salmon.
Right.
Know that.
Right? She's going to love to hear that, right? She's going to love to hear that, right? So, I have no reason to be unhappy. If I were unhappy, it's only 2 reasons. One is because there's some kind of problem in a deal that is insurmountable, because occasionally that happens, right? And the people that have entrusted me are feeling let down by me. That hurts, right? That hurts.
That's tough for you.
Right? That's tough, right? That's tough. That's a tough thing for me. And then the other thing is when my wife or one of my kids are unhappy about something. That's when I find trouble, right? Beyond that, I got no reason. I got nothing to complain about. Right. Nothing whatsoever.
It's funny, ending this, it feels, you forget how good life is.
Yo, let me tell you, I'm just going to put it out there. I got it all. You know what I'm saying? I got it all.
Absolutely.
You know,
I would second that. You do. You have a great life, and I'm not too far behind.
No, you're right there, man. You're right there.
Good. I have no complaints.
You get the stress from the office, so you.
I have no complaints.
Yeah. And then we got so I got it all, man.
And it's great to be around good people that it helps. It helps when you're feeling funky.
Right, it helps.
Right, we all go through it, and to be around you guys make it less funky. So thank you.
Yeah, man.
And you too, Dimitri. You're
Mr. Lindo. You know,
there's a lot of people in here that help. So thank you all.
Dimitri, I gotta be honest though. Dimitri makes me feel bad because I can't wear the cutoff shirt. Right? You should not. You should not. If I see your Audi, Mike, if I see my belly button, if I see your belly button, I'm quitting, Mike. I'm putting it out there right now. If your belly button makes an appearance in this office, I'm out of here, Mike. I'm out of here, all right? All right.
People get mad enough that I show ankles sometimes, so you're not going to see belly button.
Mike, I'm not around you enough to notice the ankles, but I'm out. I will hand in my resignation letter the second your belly button makes an appearance, all right? That's all there is to it.
You heard it first.
Yeah,
my belly button comes out, he's quitting.
I'm gone. Have a great day, everybody. Check in whenever you can. No, subscribe.